Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? This is Rekindling the Fire Marriage Ministry. We are back. I'm your host, Pastor Lamar Jones, and this is my wife,
Minister Jessica Jones.
Yes, and we got another one we're going to be talking about. It's intimacy and marriage. Well, what do y'all think about that? You know, a lot of times we just thinking about the touching aspect, but there are other things that we can do that we express those same personalities.
And you also sometimes think that means a bike ride, riding a bike.
You see who mine is where. You know what I'm saying? First Corinthians 7th chapter, the 3rd verse to 5 is our scripture reading for today. The husband should give his wife what she deserves as his wife, and the wife should give her husband what he deserves as her husband. The wife does not have power over her own body. Her husband has the power over her body. And the husband does not have power over his own body. His wife has the power over his body. Don't refuse to give your bodies to each other, but you might both agree to stay away from sex for a while so that you can give your time to prayer. Then come together again so that Satan will not be able to tempt you in your weakness. Yes, it is 1 Corinthians 7th chapter, the 3rd verse through 5. What are the things that we may be going through that will spice up the relationship? It's
different types of intimacy that we're going to talk about.
And our first one is what?
Physical.
Now we all should have our PhD in this section. We should graduate. Have an honorary. We might have gotten to. We got an honorary PhD, and that's yes, yummies. I call that yummies. Kissing. One of those kissing things that I've done is do that 5-second kiss where you just sit there and you smooch him, but it just adds another layer of just going. The grandma kiss.
Right.
You ain't my grandmama, nothing like that. That extra little passionate kiss. Do you remember back in the day when y'all met each other and y'all you was just trying to impress? This the same time. Get on in there. That's cuddling. Now that cuddling, in the bed, on the couch, watching favorite shows, love movies. And the other part is holding those hands.
Take a nice walk somewhere.
To the park. Yeah. When you're talking about physical, this is something very, very, very important. She may be over there cooking, and I'm over there. I say, fellas, y'all get a little, just a, and she might be upset about it, but they do it to us. We feel the same way, but it's a layer of intimacy that I'm still interested in you, baby. I still like you a little bit. I just want to hit a little pop, Am I the only one? Come on, tell me. Come on. Another one that we want to talk about. Emotional intimacy. Now we're actually communicating by our words. She comes in the house, whatever, or we getting off the phone with each other, and I'm saying, I love you. And I do the eyebrow thing. The eyebrow thing, I love you. It's communicating with our words, telling our partner how we feel about them. That's even where we're in the bed or anything. I love you goes a long way. What else do you know that you use?
Sometimes it's just trying to flirt with your spouse. You have some flirty conversations. I like to flirt.
Oh yeah, you like to flirt? What you say?
Some things.
What you like? What you say?
Some things. Well, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind right at this moment, but when it happened, it just happened naturally. I'll say that.
Okay.
It happened naturally. It's a natural thing.
My get back is like, that's how I met her.
Oh, goodness.
I'm faithful of saying
faithful of saying that.
Mm-hmm. Another part of our intimacy, intellectual. And that it's like extending our thoughts and ideas. Now, let's say, we like looking at the news and whatever, and then that's like us going to discuss about what was going on and our thoughts and our opinions, especially what's going on in this election. I mean, not election, this government and things to shut down and things like that. We just always thought out
each other's thoughts, opinions, for the point of view, and also to respect our spouses' responses.
Yeah,
we don't both think the same. We might think a little bit differently, but we have to respect each other's opinions and thought. The point of views.
Like one of those things is, this is an Eagle fan over here, and I'm a Ravens fan, and because of the football season, there's always some words got to be said, even though
But it's true, because half of the Ravens are injured right now, so you should come on to the green side. We lost 2 games so far this season, and our players aren't really injured.
All I gotta say is, y'all had 2 games. Y'all should have won. That's all I'm gonna say. We hurt.
But we going to have the game next time at home in Philadelphia, so
we'll see what happened today. We're gonna see what happened today, and see that intellectual intimacy. It didn't deprive her. It didn't deprive me. We still feel strong about having fun about it. Yep. We'll see what happens when they do.
Yes.
Creative intimacy.
Creative. All right. Creative intimacy.
And communicating to our expressive self. So, me. What is that?
So what you used to do to me?
I used to do massage. I used to. I learned. I went to school to do massage therapy. So when I was in school and everything, I would I bought my own table, and
no, I didn't meet you while you went. This was after you graduated massage school.
Yeah, I still had the table.
You did. Well, you bought another table. Yeah.
Brought the table out, and had little candles and the music going like you can hear now, and then had the little move ready, and it goes set her up, get all comfortable, whatever. And next thing you know, she sleep on me. Gone. And I was like, you ain't supposed to go to sleep. This is supposed to be an intimate moment.
Yeah.
But that's my, I would do something expressive things I like to do. I went to learn things, massage therapy, and I got my degree in it. And then I just wanted to.
One of the reasons why I married you.
One
of the reasons. Not the only reason.
I reject. I object. You know what?
Another example might be through art. It can be through dance, the music, poems. Like you used to write poems.
Yes, yep.
I used to write poems, and that's one of the reasons how I reached out to you on BlackPeopleMeet.com, because you wrote a poem called "My Heart in Love," and I was like so touched by your poems. I had to reach out to you. BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Yeah, I did poems. I did those things. It was entice. It was something that I liked to do. So yes. Poems. Write it down. Write it down, brothers. All right. What's our next one?
All right. What's our next topic? Experimental intimacy.
So lately, on Sundays, I have been doing the different kind of cooking. Like tonight, we're gonna have some gumbo.
It's your gumbo.
It's my gumbo. I reversed it. I flipped it, rubbed it down, and all that. And it was my way of sharing sharing me, who I am. What do you like to do as far as experimental intimacy?
I like to do games. That's another one. Games. We were talking about this. Okay, this is a marriage podcast, so we can talk about why we're laughing. hopefully it's just adults watching it.
It's always.
Okay, so we like to play games. So we now like to play Uno as one of our favorite games. Then we used to like to play this game called checkers, but it was for married couples. It was called
a twist. It was a twist.
Checkers. So when you won something, you would have to take off something,
or steal a man,
strip something, and, or if your spouse won something, he would have to strip off something. So that was
King me.
What favorite game. That's why we were laughing because we remembered
things that we done, and that is something that y'all could do, Uno. I don't know about the Uno part because the Uno thing, it can be competitive.
Yeah,
but you just said, that strip checkers. See who happens. What happened in the day?
When I first bought that game, we were like, what? And then we both had fun.
Another
we take a walk. This is another one. You can take a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Just you and your spouse, holding hands and enjoying each other's company.
All
right, now we go back to the serious one. Spiritual intimacy. That's also important.
There's nothing wrong. It is nothing more intimate when y'all both share the word of the Lord together. Getting on one accord, like, sometimes when I have to preach, we will dialogue and connect. And only she has to preach and be like, what you think about this? What you think about this? And we dialogue about it. And scriptures come from here and here. And we get to not only give God praise, but also we share each other and get closer in a spiritual aspect. And these intimacies are just so important that when you express yourself physically, emotionally, intellectual, creatively, experimentally, it just opens up different fences. Like, we've been married for 15 years, but out of 15 years, we have more to go to experience more things, or more things to do. So you can't get bored out of your partner, because as we get older, our wants change, our needs change, physically. Everything does change. I ain't old yet, but hey, one day I will. And as time goes along and y'all grow together, you will see.
And this also reminds me of that time when you said we were going to buy a car. Remember, you were downstairs and I was upstairs. We were looking at the same thing, and we didn't realize that until
we was on the same wavelength. And next thing you know, we went and bought the car, and it was something that we connected, but we was in two different parts of the room. And you're like, hey, did you see this? I was looking at the same thing. And the next day we was over there about to have some breakfast. So I'm like, hey, we can go see it? Yeah. And the Lord blessed it. And that was a deeper connection that we were having. Now, we don't want to ever leave just not those different traits. We also want to talk about how can we improve those intimate relationships. What are those things, babe?
All right. So I believe the first one is how to get in the right headspace.
Okay. All right. What do you mean by?
What I mean by getting in the right headspace is that sometimes we need to have some time to ourselves. A lot of people, like work, they wear many hats, and sometimes we need just some time just to breathe for 20 minutes of this you time, like before you let you go to your spouse and have that time.
So don't bother me.
Basically,
give you a little 20 minutes.
Basically, you might need a little 20 minutes, in the car, or just, walking out, walking around somewhere just to shift hats, shift gears, because now you're going to be husband and wife when you come through.
We all, believe it or not, everyone is so busy, and then you're trying to balance everything going on, and sometimes you do need that moment. Just it ain't nothing going on between y'all. It's just a part where y'all just get your head right, because you don't want to say something that you will regret because you're irritated or you're mad or whatever, and your partner didn't do it. So because we are human, those things do happen. It happens. Another part of doing it, check in with your younger self. Now, what that means by that.
So sometimes we have to think about our like childhood. You might look at an old picture of you when you were younger, 8, 9, 10. Look at that picture of you. Some of us, like I grew up in like this households where we didn't get the I love yous. We didn't get that hug from mom and dad. Like we didn't get I'm just proud of you today. You know, and sometimes because we didn't get that at home, we bring that into our marriage, our relationship. We bring that into our parenting sometimes as well. So sometimes we have to check those things.
So you're saying
how we can improve.
Reflecting on our past can help you discover your own intimacy.
Definitely, it can help us to improve in those areas. You know,
I understand because when we got married, you know, the family was so loving, and I was, for me personally, it wasn't what I'm used to. Yes, my family loved each other, but we showed it, and you know, we eating together and all that, but we never did so much of the hug thing and communicated I love you, but we did. You know, and it was different from receiving it from our family. Still this day, you know, I feel as though if my father just told me openly just I love you, it feels a little awkward, but it didn't. Eventually, I have gotten better and better with that type of intimacy. Another part we need to look at is really look at each other.
Stare at them eyes. Take them glasses off and just look at them eyes.
Well, like spend 5 minutes into each other's eyes. You know, you'll be surprised what you can learn through your partner's eyes. You know, you're not looking at their soul or anything. It's just that, you know, throughout the day, we look at their Facebook, we look at this, we look at that, you know, and you can find some things, even something is going on with your partner that reveals it, especially when you have that close encounter with your partner and your wife. I'd be like, what's wrong? And sometimes you'd be like, nothing. But if I'm always looking at you, and then I'm, you know, looking at your body language and things like that, I can pick up some cues, non-verbal cues to be like, okay, yeah, it's something more than what you're selling me. And you know, that's important. You know, when we talk about the 5-second kiss type of situation, that was just to broaden that connection that we have. You know, we have all these kind of traits that go along with it. Like our traits are in our intimate relationship goes along with our communication with each other. You know, are you in one of those things? Are you pushing past any discomfort in order to be vulnerable with your partner? You know, that is something when you don't communicate effectively what's going on with you, and then I find out later, I'm like, well, why you didn't tell me? You know, you could have told me. I'm open, you know, but your partner, you know, if you're not a good listener, that's one of the reasons why it can be the communication doesn't broaden. You know, are you an active listener in your relationship rather than thinking about how you respond when y'all talking? You know, it's you know, because every action causes a reaction, and when you are communicating with your wife or your husband, all those cues makes a difference. Trust is another a part of it. Do you believe what your partner is telling you? Are you being a reliable partner right now? Like, you know, as a husband, yes, you are a leader. Yes, you are the husband, but you know, your wife is looking for that trust factor. Well, what you saying? Have you been more positive? I mean, has it been proven? In other words, and she'd be like, well, every time he said it does come true. Are you reliable in your trust?
Honesty.
Honesty. Now, are you being authentic? Are you being authentic?
Yes.
Are you every time you say you being authentic?
All the time.
And your words, actions, and vice versa. It's important to be your honesty because you know you don't want to be in a relationship and you're a chameleon. What I mean by that is that, one way you this way and one way you're that way. And your partner look back, step back, and be like, who are you? At first it was like this. I guess we changed with age, but honestly, it shows who you are authentically and what you go for, what you don't go for, and in your words, in your actions, and vice versa.
Acceptance.
What about it?
All right, so we have to accept our partner's faults, and we have to accept that where they fall short at. Mm-hmm. So some things they might not be too strong at that we as the spouse can be strong in that area. Mm-hmm. So are we willing just to love them in spite of their flaws?
Mm-hmm. She's Jessica is a strong cleaner. I say strong OCD cleaner.
But you are too. You just don't like to do it. Grandma told me. She said, I told my boys how to do everything. And I think you clean. You just don't like to clean. That's the thing. You don't.
It's not my strong suit, baby.
No, it is.
You gotta love what you just say. Accept my faults.
Different. You don't like to. Different.
We are both human, and we both, mess up. We all have the oops moments, and you got to have some grace coming to your mate, and he's be like, I know they've seen it, or I know they, yes, but they might not be your strong points in the relationship. Another part will be safety. Do you feel a sense of security in this relationship? That could be with money. That could be with habits. Y'all you going out with your boys, or whatever. The wife wants to feel that sense of security, and the men part, I would think it would be a sense of respect. Right. Mm-hmm. Are you providing the same kind of environment for the other person? If you doing something that you don't want your wife doing, you shouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be in the business of doing something. The expectations that you would set for your wife, it has to be the same, and she would appreciate the same motive. She would appreciate the same thing. And another thing we'll talk about is
compassion. And compassionate.
You know I love you. What do you mean by compassion, man?
We have to care about each other. It's like if they're going through, we have to be compassionate about their feelings, their thoughts, help them just to get through the things that they are struggling with.
Well, a lot of things, have happened on my side of the family. My mother had passed away, and my grandmother passed away, and she added that extra level of compassion towards me, because not only it was like my family, it was like family to her too. Like my grandmother was her grandmother, and we miss her dearly. But it's just like that extra level of care for your partner. You might not feel exactly what I feel, but you can empathize and have empathy for what I'm going through and help me along the way. Yes. And that goes a long way, because as we get older, people will pass away and die, and my position would be to show compassion when it's needed, definitely, and allow her to grieve and allow her to understand what's going on herself. But all along, I'm always trying to be there for her. Yes. And our last thing we want to talk about, or a couple of things we're going to talk about, how you're showing this person your love. Now, affection goes a long way, but how are you showing that this person that you love them? How are you showing how you express it? I constantly pick with her, constantly. I could be driving, I'm grabbing it, wiggle my eyes and everything. I'm how I show my affection. I overdo it to let her know that you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know how I feel. And then she look at me like, don't start nothing if you ain't gonna finish it. I'm like, we going to church. I gotta go to the Lord first. I was just playing. Yeah, so so affection goes a long way. Even if I have to get it later, if I even got to get it later. And that last song, I'm going to say yes. The last thing I'm going to talk about, what is that, baby? Space. Mm-hmm. Now, do you recognize your own inability to hold emotional space? Think about that. Do you recognize your own inability to hold emotional space for your partner when they're in pain, or vice versa? There's times, maybe in pain when I'm dealing with dialysis, and I deal with those emotions up and down because, sometimes my arm might get clogged up, and you're like, again, they got to go on your arm, they got do surgery, and then I gotta suffer through those aches and pains, and then still have to put a smile on my face. It puts your mind in a different space. When and she has to look, and she constantly asks like, "What? You okay? Yeah, what do you need? What you need? Whatever." And a lot of it is like, I just need peace.
You want to be quiet
because it's like you got trying to get your mind wrapped around what's going on, without exploding on your partner, because they ain't the one that did it, because she helped me. Yep. Do you recognize your inability to hold emotional space for your partner when they're in pain? Things do happen on her side of the family, and moms and everything, and it's like, yeah, I understand. I can empathize, but it's the point of, I'm going to be there no matter how hard it hurts, no matter what. Are you there for your relationship when, no matter how hard it hurts? Because it's important. You're there forever.
So in closing, before we close out, just keep in mind about the different types of intimacy, about the physical part of intimacy. Like emotional, like creativity, experimental, spiritual. Keep all those in mind as you go throughout your journey of marriage. Intimacy is important in a marriage, definitely.
Yeah, and always, we thank you.
And also, always keep in mind that we have counselors available. If anyone is struggling with any of these things, talk with your spouse, and also there are marriage counselors available, pastors are available to help you to improve in these areas, like if needed.
All right. You heard her. Well, like always, we enjoy you. Please join us on our Facebook page of Recovering the Fire Marriage Ministry. Jump on there, give us some likes, whatever, or we could just dialogue, and we'll talk about different issues. Trust and believe this will be recording, will be on there. Come on and talk. Let's talk, and let other people join in, other marriage people, and we love to. We want to thank you for coming back and seeing us and having a great evening. Yes. And hopefully that the Eagles won.
Well, we don't play this week, so.
Well, I think we're going to play. You see this combatant stuff? We love you. Y'all
have a good week.
God bless you.